Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. My name is Chris, the High Guy Jacobs, and today we're taking a look at a topic that has been much requested on the channel. It has to do with the survivors camp. How to obviously focus on survivors, when to actually rescue them, how to set them up, and then obviously what they do. Now, this is a brand new addition to the game. It has been added just recently, part of the newest updates that they've done in regards to the actual games themselves, and it now provides you the capability to rescue some survivors, at which they have the benefits of providing you with passive stats and passive buffs. Now, there's a couple of different tags here within the survivors camp. First, you've got your ace survivors, you've got your regular survivors, you've got your rescuing situation, and then the information on the survivors camp itself. So if we go into the survivors camp itself, it says, welcome to the survivors camp. Hopefully you will have some skill, buddy. The survivors camp provides survivors with a shelter away from zombies and other unknown dangers. Here, survivors team up with heroes to confront the post-apocalyptic world. That's all it says. Not very descriptive, but let's kind of go through here and kind of show you what the survivors camp is all about, and then show you some of the ways that we've set it up here, and give you a kind of an idea on what you're able to do for your own personal setup when it comes to your own survivors. So first, you've got these ace survivors. These are pay-to-win survivors. I'm not actually sure if you're able to get them from the special cases that you get in the archipelago and island raid and stuff rewards, but those are the ones that actually cost a decent coin. They're going to do some things for you and allow you some special attributes. For example, Adrian here allows you to auto rally 2 Qs at level 1. Auto rally expedition increases by 5. So by having him, that can give you 10. If you have the other privileges subscription, that'll give you 15 auto rally expeditions that you can set up at a time, which is obviously far better when you're looking at auto rallying zombies or hive minds or anything like that. It gives you the capability of doing more than one. In your auto rally, you can now do 2 additional ones, giving you that capability. And the more that you level him up, at max level, he allows for 5 additional Qs and a total rally expedition increase by 30, which allows you to do a whole bunch of auto rallies, and basically leave your system running while you're not at the either at your PC or on your phone. He also provides a stamina recovery speed of an additional 55%. Then you've got Isabel. This is probably one of the more sought-after heroes. If you are going to get one, I would definitely suggest looking at this one, as she provides auto-gathering queues, which means that you can send 2 marches at first level to auto-gather for 6 hours, with an additional gathering speed of plus 5%. At max levels, she allows 5 auto-gathering queues for the full day with a total 30% gathering speed. So you can start to see how these heroes, as they're leveled up, right, between level 1 and level 10, can provide you pretty substantial claims. It's also why they're typically locked behind a paywall, and how you can only get them by typically, I think it's $100, 100 American dollars, to unlock them the first level. Arthur here provides you auto hunting queues, which allows you to hunt zombies and basically deploy teams so that you can actually set those up. This will allow you to set 2 at the first level, 2 queues to go basically kill zombies for a total of 50 zombies at a time. So if you don't like to do zombies yourself, you can basically set it up for the level that you want. And then at max level, he obviously allows 5 queues going for 500 zombies a day, with bonus EXP just being handed out. So, for the additional cost of these guys, for what they provide, I would obviously suggest, if you are going to get one, look at Isabel. Auto-gathering is far more important, in my opinion, just because, obviously, auto-rallies aren't as important when you've already got your battle center up to 25 and things like that. And yes, don't get me wrong, zombies are good, but it still costs stamina, so unless you're absolutely loaded on stamina, your max level, or your probably ace survivor that you want to focus on, is getting Isabel. Now, when we look at the rest of them here, those are just the ace survivors here. If we look at the rescue function, we can basically go through the rest on how they work. So first and foremost, you've got all of your survivors here. This is going to give you each and every option, and every single one has different benefits. Okay, so this one, for example, Lisa is going to provide adventure defense. George is going to provide additional heal speed. Big Guy here is going to provide Rider Squad defense, and you can see all of those benefits in your survivor attributes. So the more survivors that you acquire, the higher levels you are, obviously the better that your overall stats and buffs that you're getting. And they're actually pretty substantial if you think about it. Free research speed at 23 minutes additional, construction speed at an additional 21 minutes off, training speed goes up 2%, training materials, so it's cheaper to train and they go faster, and they heal faster, higher hospital capacity. And remember, these are only low-level heroes. If you actually max these levels out, you're looking over here at level 50. Once they get down to there, you're looking at adventure defense of 100 and then damage dealt to infantry squads at 2.5% for your range squads, dealing extra damage to infantry. So there's benefits to leveling them up, and obviously once you get them up to those levels, if you look at the heal speed, for example, for George, once you have him leveled up, even, you know, up to there, you're looking at a heal speed bonus of 10%, which is a huge increase when it comes to those stats. And that goes with everything. So you got training speed, you can see an extra, I believe it's an extra 10% here for your training speed, right? Rider squad defense, I believe this is going to be an extra 5%, 6%, and at 6%, that is a huge bonus per hero, because that's just flat stat bonuses. You get these bonuses, right? So when you look at your survivors, your attributes, you get these just by having them. You don't have to equip these guys anywhere to get them. These are just their passive buffs that they're providing. And it's literally providing everything. Heal speed, hospital capacity, gathering speed, production speed, damage to zombies, damage from zombies, infantry, HP, squad attack defense, HP, for riders, ranged, adventure, you name it. So they've pretty much given you the capability to basically for free, and again, let me make this very clear. These survivors are entirely for free. You don't actually have to spend anything for them, and you earn a decent amount of these signaling devices every single day. So if you look at how you get them, daily tasks, for example, you can get them Water War, Bounty Roulette, Doomsday Express, Radar Station, Alliance League, and Archipelago and Genesis War. So there's lots of ways of obtaining signaling devices, and so you end up getting them pretty quickly. I mean, as you can see, I've summoned almost all of the survivors that we can, 46 of 54, and very rarely will you see level 1s outside of that. I mean, most of them, especially when you look at the brown or the blues and the greens, we're already starting to see level 19, at which point we're starting to see that increased gathering speed. Even when you look at an increased gathering speed of 8.3%, I mean, at level 50, for example, you can start to see why even having the greens at those benefits and leveling them up is a benefit. Now, obviously, I'm missing a couple of these ones. Rex, Eileen, and Blaze. You're still, obviously still working in them as you earn them. These ones are special heroes because, as you can see, they've got 2 attributes that can be used to form a team. To activate those attributes. And now when you're asking about teams, well, what are that? And I'll get to that in a second here. Just realize that all of these survivors are providing passive buffs. So when you're rescuing, and no, they have not added this to TC yet, though they might, my opinion is to use your what are they called again? Use your signaling devices as you get them, because the benefit of having all of this versus saving to use them on TC for an extra bunch of points for one individual time isn't it, like, the balance doesn't seem fair to me. So it makes more sense to have all of these extra buffs running actively than it does to wait for the time when they might actually hopefully add those draws to TC, those survivor rescues to TC, to top commander. Okay, so you've got your managed survivors. Now we've got Doomsday Bond. This is another way to earn some bonus attributes. For example, you've got healing costs, gathering speeds, gathering bonuses, resource production. You've got reduced death rate. You've got, in this one, rider squad damage. And then obviously the same thing when it comes to adventure. So now how do you achieve these? It literally just comes down to acquiring the heroes and then obviously leveling them up to the certain levels that needed for the next upgrade. So if you look, for example, here, self-sufficiency is up to level 3 because they are all fairly leveled. Once I get them all to level 15, that'll knock it up to the next level up from there. And this here, if you look at it, at level 11, resource production plus 30% is pretty substantial, especially since resources are so needed in this game. Okay, now there are obviously some that I don't have, right? Apocalyptic Partners, because I'm still missing some of these heroes. A couple of these that are specific to it overall, right? So I'm still a little bit shy on James. I'm still a little bit shy on Fawn and a little bit shy on Anna. let's make sure we're still talking about it. Like, so yeah, James, Anna, and Fawn. You only earn these ones, I believe, from the special rewards you get from War Meets War in Archipelago and Genesis War and things like that. Okay, so that's going to cover your Doomsday bond. These go up as you simply acquire them. So this is, again, the same reason why I always suggest rescuing it when you have them. I'm just personally saving up until I have the next to get a legendary survivor, just because that's my own personal preference, but use them as you get them, and you'll start to see some advantages or some benefits from having them. Next, you've got Tactical Team. So survivors can use their own strengths to provide attributes and assistance to heroes, inspiring them to overcome various difficulties. So tactical teams are composed of a hero and a group of survivors. Each team can only have one hero as its team leader. Every tactical team has specialty requirements, and only survivors who match the team's specialties can join the team and fight alongside the hero. Tactical team of assistance heroes will not take effect in battle. So this is, again, another prime example of just focusing on your main leaders. So I've got Miyamoto, for example, who's my main infantry gentleman, and he's sitting here with these three. So these guys are going to benefit him by providing squad counter damage, by providing damage dealt to rider squads, so dealing more to riders, and then providing infantry HP. Now, if you know anything about the game, you'll know that HP is a quite valuable feature, or a valuable stat, as is overall damage. So squad counter damage isn't bad. I'd prefer infantry squad damage here, but only 2% versus 0.5% for squad damage. You can see why I've gone that way. But it allows you to customize any ways that you choose, any way that's going to work best for you. So because my gentleman, for example, spends a lot of time fighting in the field, fighting lots of troops, having that squad counter damage is pretty decent. Having that HP is pretty decent. And then obviously having that benefit damage dealt to rider squad specifically is nice and decent as well. Though I could switch this for something just like damage reduction or overall damage dealt, infantry squad damage, things like that. So there's ways to customize it as it is to your own playstyles. But just make sure that you're focusing on just, again, the leaders of your marches. So again, I've got Bella here as a leader. She's got damage reduced against infantry squads, rider squad attack, and then skill damage taken by the troops of, less. So she's going to be taking less damage from skills, doing more attack damage, and then less damage again, or receiving less damage against infantry. Switch them up as you prefer, play them as you like, but it's really about benefiting the heroes that you want to use. So here, instead of this, I'm actually going to change this up. So instead of Riven, I'm going to put Thunder in here, just because Thunder is my leader for my garrison. Again, we're going to go with squad HP, the shield effect. I'm actually going to swap this shield effect out because he doesn't have a shield on him. Though, if I pair him with Riven, that should give the shield effect cascading onto Riven as well. Just because, or maybe it won't. That's an interesting question. I don't know whether shielding effect on him would put him over. You know what I mean? So the other option here for me would be to do this instead. So go to Riven, right? We'll replace it with Riven so that we do get that shield effect bonus, right? And we're still getting that squad HP. That's perfect. But here's what we're going to do instead. So I noticed that I had it this way. Let's unequip this gentleman, put it on Riven, right? So we can quick equip that, and we'll lead with her instead, simply because most of what she does is already the same type of skills, right? Defense, infantry, and then obviously set for garrison with that little bit of extra bonus. So these two are my garrison. Let's go to, whoops. Why did that just take me to the water? I don't know. Let's click on this wall. Let's go to the garrison and let's switch this around. I want to put Riven first. Oh, I can't even do that yet. So let's put Riven first, and then we'll put Thunder second. Where is Thunder? There he is. We'll put Thunder second. So that way we're still using, we're still benefiting from having the survivor bonuses on Riven, and then obviously the benefits of having Thunder being still on Garrison himself. Okay. So again, when you're tactical teams, some of the things you want to think about are obviously the benefits that you're getting for your leaders only, but there's also something that I found out that you can actually do as well, which, when you think about it, actually has some benefits. So let's look at Riven, for example. So Riven, for example, here, is infantry, but if you look at these last ones, I have the capability of putting either an infantry here, a ranged, or a rider hero here, or a rider survivor. So if I wanted, for example, to go here and replace this, which now gives my infantry damage, more damage being dealt to ranged squads, she will now have that. And especially when you think about the fact that most people will rally with ranged squads against infantry, right? Because of the benefits, the strengths. This would now deal more damage to those ranged squads. So that's not necessarily a bad idea. And even though he's a rider and she's infantry, she still gets the benefit of this extra stat. Which also means I can do something like this. I could effectively go and instead of having Riven here, I could put someone like Victor. Now, this only gives me the capability of putting in things like George here, for example, so damage reduced against ranged squads, right? So we could replace that. So now Victor is going to receive this benefit. Same with this one here. We would go ahead and put something in there, but I could still go ahead and even though he's an all-around hero, I could still go ahead and put something here or something specific here to give him those benefits. Now, obviously, damage dealt to ranged squads is one of those overall ones, which means he would have more benefits there, but it gives you that capability to customize. So it's not just like you have to put, you have to put infantry heroes in the infantry side. No, it just means that those infantry heroes get the benefits of the infantry, so that like they're specific. So if I look here, for example, these ones here, I could put a different hero here, right? So I could put Raiguro here, and he's still going to have damage dealt to infantry squad. So his now troops will deal more to infantry. He's now going to take less, and then damage reduced against rider squads. So you can still put Raiguro here and get all of these benefits. I don't have to put a ranged person there to be able to get those benefits. So I could go this way. Oh, Raiguro's not in the shelter right now. He's out doing something, so I can't use him. But you get... Wait, what does Raiguro do? Oh, Julie is out. That's why. She's farming. Now, why is she farming? Only because she's got a piece of equipment that allows her to farm oil just a little bit faster than nobody. So she's my 5th farmer, unfortunately. But like I said, that survivor or that tactical team, you can go ahead and actually place anybody in those roles and customize them that way. So it's not like you have to do it specifically for a rider to receive these rider buffs. I could put an infantry troop here to obviously get some of these ones. So I can put this guy here. This basic attacks have a 10% chance to deal 105% damage to the current target. I could put this effectively on any specific hero that would allow me to use that benefit. I don't have to put him specifically on a rider hero. Okay. But that's going to be it, guys. That's what it's going to cover for the survivors. We've gone through how to manage them, how to collect them, how to earn them. Obviously, they're going to level up just simply by rescuing them. Here, I'll show you what it's like to rescue some. Let's rescue 10 of them. Right, so we ended up getting 10 fragments here, which is totally lucky. We got some more 10 fragments here, 10 fragments here. So it's fairly decent in what it gives out. Skylar, nice, needed some more fragments for him. It's fairly decent on the actual draws of what you're pulling. So you actually build them up fairly quickly, right? So we're still getting decent one frags here, 5, 1, for those legendary heroes. Now when we go over here, we can now, hey look, we finally able to get Natasha, which is going to give us another Doomsday bond. We can upgrade her, which is going to give us more there, give us faster oil production, more damage dealt to oil gathering speed, adventure defense, damage dealt to zombies, wood production, wood gathering speed. So it's super easy to get all those bonuses, those benefits. Granted, the might doesn't seem like very influential. It's only 300 and something thousand, but as it all adds up, this is all overall might, right? So this is all overall stats and benefits that you're getting. So an additional 5% gathering speed, 5% gathering speed, you can start to see how, once you had this all added up, Z-Virus Adventure Supply Cache. Oh, that's cool. So that's in, I didn't even realize that. So let's go over here real quick. Campaign, Z-Virus Adventure Cache, that's down here. So now you're going to end up even making more experience from it. So that's a smart little addition as well. Right? And that all comes from the survivor camp. So do yourself a favor, take a look at your survivor camp. Look at the survivors you have. Look at the survivors you have to get. Make your decisions on which ones you want. Obviously, these ones here you can get absolutely for free. The only side of things that becomes even difficult, and I'm still not convinced, because I have heard you can get the ace survivors from the special rewards, but I haven't seen that myself. So from what I understand, you can only get these ones by buying them. If I am wrong, go ahead and post it in the comments. I'd love to know. Because like I said, most of what we do is about keeping things valid and obviously in the right side of things, right? Factually and things like that. But that's it for the Survivors Camp, guys. If you like what we went through today, go ahead and hit the like button, the subscribe button. Don't forget to share this with your friends and fill out that notification bell so you can get any kind of new drops that we have anytime we drop new content. If you haven't yet, check out thcemporium.ca for any of your The Hi Guy or The Mrs. merchandise. We've got some hoodies and stickers and things like that right up there right now. Feel free to take a gander, and if you like, go ahead and put one on order for Christmas even. Other than that, folks, that is it for me. I do really appreciate the amount of support. This community is absolutely fantastic. I think, honestly, in gaming, it's probably one of the best communities I've even come across. For the most part, it's super friendly and helpful and very, very supportive. So keep doing that, guys. Very well. I appreciate the support. And as always, love, peace, chicken grease. And until next time, stay lifted.